Mr. Ramaswamy, you've praised cryptocurrency like Bitcoin as an opt-out from our, quote, broken financial architecture, and you oppose efforts to regulate it. The head of the largest international crypto exchange just pleaded guilty to allowing his platform to launder money for terrorists, including Hamas. You say your cryptocurrency plan will, quote, ensure economic freedom for Americans, end quote. Won't it also ensure economic freedom for fraudsters, criminals, and terrorists?
Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and crypto and CBDCs. Well, they're both becoming a strong part of the narrative for the presidential debates. And it's getting more than just a talking point. It's being followed up with some action promised. And that was from the Republican debate in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The fourth in a live clash, always full of personal attacks. It was about 2 hours in length. And no, this is not a political channel, because I think a lot of the tough talk is just a lot of tough talk. But it is interesting to hear the position of these candidates. So you're taking a look at the top 50 by market cap, and you can see Bitcoin is touching almost 44,000. XRP is at 64,000. It's a mixed bag, and talking about mix, we've got one token in particular called WeMix. It's a gaming company out of Singapore. They're up 38% on the 24-hour. Yeah, I think I've noticed that particular token project has a lot of followers in the XRP community. So it just is getting on my radar because it's having such a strong gain, but I don't know a whole lot about it. So let's get back to just a little bit more of that crypto talk in the debate.
Look, fraudsters, criminals, and terrorists have been defrauding people for a long time. Our regulations need to catch up with the current moment. The fact that SBF was able to do what he did at FTX shows that whatever they have as the current framework isn't working. And I think it is nothing short of embarrassing that Gary Gensler, the current leader of the SEC, in front of Congress, could not even say whether Ethereum counted as a regulated security or not. And so I think that this is just another example of the administrative state gone too far. The things that I'm promising you, this is what the leader of the executive branch gets to do under Article 2 of the Constitution.
Thank you, sir.
Cut down the bureaucracy. That's how we grow our economy, and put the Federal Reserve in its place. This is part of the crypto discussion.
No.
90%
Mr.
headcount reduction at the Fed.
You're out of time. 15 seconds, Governor DeSantis.
So one of the dangers that we're going to face, Biden wants, is a central bank digital currency. They want to get rid of cash, crypto. They want to force you to do that. They'll take away your privacy. They will absolutely regulate your purchases. On day one as president, we take the idea of central bank digital currency and we throw it in the trash can. It'll be dead on arrival.
I agree with that.
CBDC's dead on arrival. We've got Ripple running a CBDC Innovate event. And here is one entry explained by the chair of the Technology and Innovation Committee in the African Chamber, the Chamber of Commerce. It's quite interesting. This person, Parva, is also previously with WadsPay and Zinfin, which is the parent company to XDC. So he's got a lot of payment and utility coin experience, and you're going to hear how he would lay out the use of CBDCs and payments together with Ripplenet.
We're here to talk about Ripple's CBDC platform, and I'm joined by Parv Agarwal from the Diaspora Bank Project. Hey Parv, welcome to the show. So maybe if you can talk a little bit about inclusion, and then a little bit about what you're doing from a cross-border payments and remittances perspective, and how you leverage the XRP ledger and the CBDC platform from Ripple in order to do that. So it's fascinating there listening to you talk about that. It's how it's both remittances and payments being leveraged to drive inclusion, which is fascinating. I'd saw them as two separate buckets. Interesting to hear how you're linking those. One of the things I'm really interested in is how the Diaspora project is using some of those native features, be that in the XRP ledger, be that in the CBDC platform, and specifically how you're driving near 0% fee flow for some of those cross-border remittances. If you could expand on that, that would be fantastic.
Sure, sure. So one of the great features of the XRP ledger is authorized trust lines. And in our case, we really use them for what in traditional finance is known as correspondent banking. So as a neobank, we will have a correspondent account with all central banks that have a live CBDC in circulation. So the idea is that when remittances are sent, we'll have a liquidity pool of both stablecoins and CBDC. And with an authorized trust line, it only has to be enabled once to be able to allow seamless conversion between stablecoins and CBDCs. And once that's done, that's sort of instantly settled. And Ripple is at the forefront of that, because Ripple led with Ripplenet that a lot of commercial banks were using in place before. So now you can have seamless conversion between CBDCs and stablecoins, and that allows final settlement, because that's one of the key requirements of central banks is to have forex settled before conversion to CBDC. And the other thing you can do is hooks, which allow a sort of parsing or split of your remittance or transaction. So this allows us to populate the investment wallet that we automatically allocate. So 5% of every remittance that's sent, say you send $1,000, $50 automatically is populated in your investment wallet, and Ripple's native hooks allow us to do that.
So I am curious, and I asked Joel Katz, or David Schwartz, as he is officially known as, on the 5% automatically allocated through that hook. It sounds like a smart contract action. And are they using the same hook logic, for example, in the XRP Ledger carbon offset? I know there is a hook in that technology. Or is it maybe a Zahao network hook? I doubt it, but I'm asking. Or just kind of curious how that native hook works. And I guess I just don't know enough, and that's why I'm asking. The decentralized finance that I talked about in yesterday's video called MoI, that is using XRP pairs, one to the root network, which is Futureverse. That is the big Metaverse project that Ripple invested into. There's also a pair for Asto, Silo, and USDC. And you can see the APRs are quite high, 187% for the root XRP pair, 186% for Asto and XRP, 215% for Silo and XRP, and then down to 196% for the USDC and XRP digital assets. So I've invited them onto the channel. They're coming on the 19th. We're going to dig into this and find out what is going on. This was really great to see. This is Jerome Fowry. He's going to be at the Wave of Innovation as a guest speaker. That's the XRP event that's taking place on the Gold Coast in Australia in March. And they won a big award. They won the Blockchain New Zealand Innovation of the Year award last night. Congratulations. One of the companies that will be featured at the event in Australia is FIO. They are a security audit company. They did the audit for the Zahao network and also for Evernode. And they came out with their Cybersecurity Trends November 2023 report. This is a threat intelligence report. It's very good. I'm going to put a link to it in the description below. And let's hear a clip from one of the team. This is Tammy Khan.
Hi, I am Tammy Khan. I am one of the co-founders of FIO. FIO stands for For Your Eyes Only, and we are a security company. And we have been actually performing security services for the Web3 space since 2018, done over 200 audits and are building some really neat security tools. And Me and Thomas are here today to talk a little bit about, what we do and how we approach really a secure mindset, and how we've been experiencing just this wonderful sense of community inside of the XRP ledger as we're on this mission to bring security to projects and to the community of users. Really proud of how we've been engaging with the community and are thrilled to be part of the Wave of Innovation event in Australia in 2024 to be an open resource for security questions and building with a secure mindset.
Within that FIO report, there are some interesting stats for the month of November. Look at this, newly registered domains, 1.68 million. That's a lot. If you've ever looked for a URL that is still available, it's very difficult. It seems like everything is taken. And from those newly registered domains, it appears from this report that 3,325 of them are confirmed new phishing domains. Wow. Very security minded. They're bringing some new tools to keep the community safe. Before I let you go, we're going to jump into a little fluff. In Japan, one of the very fun things to do if you go into the countryside is to look at some of the older homes that are available. And there's a lot of older homes that are, left abandoned, actually. It's a little bit of a problem in Japan. But the older ones, the ones that really date back into history, they get snatched up really fast. Like, for example, this one here is probably close to 150 to maybe 200 years old. And it is no doubt one that didn't stay on the market very long. Let me show you one that just came onto the market. Not quite this old, but you'll see the kind of pricing that you can get for homes that are not in the city. This one came up recently and it has been remodeled. So I think it's really a good find. It's in Niigata, which is, if you're a skier, you're going to love that part of Japan. It's a little bit too cold for me, but it has a long history of a lot of metalware, actually. They do some amazing hocho, which are the famous knives that you find throughout the country. They're coming from this part of Japan. Anyway, this is a beautiful old home. It's been remodeled. It's 12,000 square feet. If you don't know the square feet, I'm going to put it into tsubo for you. That's the way the houses are measured here. I used Chat GPT to do the calculation for me. It showed being 377 tsubo. So that tsubo is a size of a tatami mat. 3.3 square meters is a tsubo. The area in square feet, which is what Americans use, is 12,694 square feet. That is a monster size home. And it even comes with a warehouse, which is called a kura on the ground. So that is in addition to the square feet in the home. And for those of you that like to calculate in square meters, that is 1,180 square meters. So I think for most of the people watching this video, that should cover the size. It's a big one. Of course, the first thing I want to look at is the bath area and the toilet area, which is separated always in Japan. And it was remodeled. It looks nice. Here's an interior shot, which you can see the tatami flooring is in great shape. I think it's brand new. And I just love these long floors that can be, closed off with the sliding screens or opened up when you've got great weather. This is what's called the genkan, which is the entry, and it's a long one. Usually when you have people come, they'll come inside and then everybody uses this to sit on and chat. So when you go to someone's home, you aren't necessarily invited to come in past the genkan. It's used as a place to really converse with neighbors or anybody who visits you comes in, and then everybody has a seat here and you can talk about your business. But this is going up to the second floor. It's just lovely, isn't it? I love all the wood. And I've been in a house this old before when I visited a place in Kiryu. It was 125 years old, and it was just like this. Very, very warm and cozy. So the big question, how much is it? Well, in US dollars, only 82,000 US dollars. And it has a big piece of property that goes with it. Yeah, amazing. If you don't mind being a little bit secluded out of the metropolitan areas, there are some wonderful buys like this. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.